A mysterious wise man transforms an entire village by teaching simple daily habits, proving that consistent action, learning, and strong character create lasting success. The wise man who changed an entire village with 7 simple habits. No one knew exactly where the old man came from. Some believed he had once been a king who walked away from his throne. Others whispered that he had traveled across deserts, mountains, and oceans, learning from the greatest teachers in the world. A few insisted he was simply an ordinary man who had spent his life paying close attention to the small things that everyone else ignored. Whatever the truth was, every spring he appeared in the same quiet village. He carried no expensive possessions, only a worn wooden walking stick, a small cloth bag, and a gentle smile that seemed to make worried hearts feel lighter. The villagers called him Master Elias. One bright morning, word spread quickly. "The wise man has returned!" People left their farms, closed their shops, and hurried toward the giant oak tree at the center of the village. Children sat in the front. Parents stood behind them. Grandparents leaned on their canes, eager to hear the old man's words once again. Master Elias looked around the crowd. Instead of beginning with a speech, he quietly placed a tiny seed into his hand. "Tell me," he asked softly, "what do you see?" "A seed," answered a little girl. "A future tree," said an old farmer. "A bird's lunch," joked a young man, making everyone laugh. The wise man smiled. "You are all correct." He held the tiny seed high enough for everyone to see. This little seed carries 2 futures. One future becomes a mighty tree that shelters travelers, feeds birds, and lives for generations. The other future never leaves my hand. The crowd became silent. "The difference," he continued, "is not talent, it is action." Many people lowered their heads. They realized they had spent years waiting for the perfect opportunity. Master Elias carefully planted the seed into the soil beside the oak tree. "Your dreams are exactly like this seed. If you keep holding them, they remain dreams. If you plant them with daily effort, they become your future." The villagers nodded quietly. Then a young blacksmith named Daniel stepped forward. "Master," he asked, "everyone tells me to work harder. I work from sunrise until night, yet success never seems to find me." The old man looked kindly at him. "Then perhaps you are climbing the wrong mountain." Daniel frowned. "I don't understand." Master Elias pointed toward 2 woodcutters chopping trees in the distance. "Watch carefully." One man swung his axe without stopping. The second man paused every hour. Daniel whispered, "The first man is stronger." Perhaps. As the sun began to set, the villagers noticed something surprising. The second woodcutter had cut nearly twice as much wood. "How?" someone shouted. "He wasted time resting." The wise man smiled. "He was not resting. He was sharpening his axe." A murmur spread through the crowd. Master Elias looked at every face before speaking. "Many people spend their lives swinging a dull axe. They work harder. They become more tired. They become more frustrated. But they never become more effective." He paused. "Read. Learn. Practice. Improve. Sharpen your mind before you exhaust your body." Daniel's eyes widened. He realized he had not read a single book in years. He had become busy earning a living, but had stopped learning how to build a better life. The wise man continued walking. Soon he stopped beside a small stream. He dropped 3 stones into the flowing water. The first was tiny. The second was medium-sized. The third was large. Each created ripples that spread farther than expected. "Success works the same way," he explained. "Every habit creates ripples. If you wake up early, ripple. If you speak kindly, ripple. If you save a little money, ripple. If you read 10 pages every day, ripple. If you exercise, ripple." One habit may seem small, but thousands of small habits become a completely different life. An elderly woman raised her hand. "What is the most dangerous habit?" The wise man answered without hesitation, saying, "I'll start tomorrow." The crowd laughed. Then they slowly stopped laughing, because every person remembered something they had promised themselves and postponed. Master Elias reached into his bag and removed an old cracked clay cup. "Who would like this?" Nobody moved. He smiled. Then he filled the cracked cup with fresh water. Despite the crack, it held enough water for someone to drink. Interesting, he said. When it was empty, no one wanted it. But when it contained something valuable, you looked at it differently. He gently placed the cup on the ground. Many people refuse to chase their dreams because they believe they are too broken. They think they are too old, too poor, too uneducated. They forget something important. A cracked cup can still carry water. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to keep filling your life with good things. Several people quietly wiped tears from their eyes. A young mother hugged her son more tightly. A retired soldier stood taller than before. The wind rustled the leaves above them. The village had grown completely silent. Master Elias looked toward the setting sun. Every sunrise gives you another chance, but every sunset asks the same question. What did you become today? Not, what did you earn? Not, what did you own? But, what kind of person did you become? The villagers understood that success was not only measured by money, it was measured by character. Before leaving, the wise man picked up 7 smooth stones and placed them in a row. Come back tomorrow, he said with a warm smile. I will show you the 7 habits that can change an ordinary life into an extraordinary one. No one wanted to leave. Children whispered excitedly. Parents discussed the lessons on the walk home. That evening, instead of complaining about life, many families shared what they had learned. Daniel opened the dusty wooden chest in his house. Inside lay an old book his father had given him years before. For the first time in a long time, he lit a candle, opened the book, and began to read. He smiled. The first habit had already begun, and neither Daniel nor the village could imagine how much their lives were about to change. Master Elias teaches the 7 habits of greatness through powerful demonstrations. Daniel and other villagers begin changing their lives, facing setbacks, and learning perseverance, discipline, honesty, gratitude, kindness, and continuous learning. Several years later, the village has transformed into a prosperous, peaceful community. Daniel becomes a respected leader who passes the lessons to the next generation. Master Elias quietly disappears, leaving behind the oak tree and 7 engraved stones, as a lasting reminder that true success comes from daily habits, not luck. The story ends with a heartfelt, memorable message about character, purpose, and legacy.